Hello everyone and welcome. We are here, we are live, we are ready to go, and we are picking up precisely where we left off at the conclusion of the stream last week. This is Kerbal Station. Aboard we have a Deluxe Kerman and good old Bill Kerman, who came aboard here in our Gemini spacecraft, even though it only holds 2 Kerbals, and they are about to set off on the first mission of our newly built Cerberus spacecraft. Even though Cerberus is a 3-headed dog and this holds 4 Kerbals, but I'm not asking for any of that to make any sense. But the mission is we're going to head out towards Minmus. If I can find Minmus here. There we go. And we are to rescue right here Marc VM Kerman, who has been stuck in this equatorial orbit about Minmus for actually quite some time, so it is a little bit overdue for us to go get him, and we're about to head off. But there are a couple of things I need to take care of before I get around to doing that. Number one, I always like to take a moment in these streams to welcome aboard my most recent Patreon patrons and YouTube members, and actually got a little bit of a list here, so here we go. Let's put them up here. There we are. And actually, it was Swear that actually precipitated this up at the top of the list. Swear also donated 5 memberships, and those memberships were quickly scooped up, so thank you very much, Swear, for the generous donation. But also welcome aboard Oliver Wieland, Scottney, sorry, I gotta read them, I can't read it, it's Simone Townsend, I can't read it off my screen. I speak well, which I really can't do very well, and then Steve Carter. So welcome aboard all, and they're all YouTube members, by the way, and thank you very much for the generous support, and of course, continual thank you to all the people who directly support this channel. Okay, that was item number 1. Item number 2 has to do with communication. Because I am playing this in hard mode, I don't have all of the ground stations down there on Kerbal's surface, and there are some dead spots. And to help alleviate that, what I did is I put up 3 relay satellites up here in Kerbal orbit in a, what do we got, 1069 or so kilometer orbit, and they're nice, equally spaced. They seem to be doing actually pretty well. But if I put on the communication lines, and if I can actually, right now we have a direct communication with a ground station, but if I put them on, there should, I can't see it, sorry, because it's showing this line, but that's just this relay connecting with the actual connection between the station and the relay is not particularly strong. And in fact, in a vessel that has only 1 Communitron antenna, that signal actually still has periods if it gets too far from the relay. Like if I get around here and there's no ground station below me, I'll still lose the signal. And I went and thought about how to rectify that. I went through some math. I thought maybe what I'll do is I'll put in 3 more relays in here like that. But after doing the math, I realized actually that is not going to work. The issue is that each of these relays has 2 what are they? The HG5 antennas, which is the best relay antenna I happen to have right now. And although this vessel has actually quite a lot of Communitrons on them, I've only been putting a single Communitron on that. And at that distance, you know, if I'm like here and have to go this distance to either one of these relays, that signal actually will crap out. And even if I am very close to the relay, the signal's only around 10% or so. It is not very good. So what can I do? Well, one, I could put better antennas onto these relays, but unfortunately I don't have them. I could put on more HG5 antennas on the relays. I could send a Kerbals out there and add on some more antennas, but actually that won't do that much because you start to run into diminishing returns as you start to add on antennas. Another thing I could do is I could lower the altitude of these relays, but I can't get much lower than the 1060, whatever this is right now, 1069. This one's at 1065. I can't get much lower than that because once you get lower than 600 kilometers in altitude, which is the same as the radius of Kerbal, you'll start to run into ground oscillation. That this satellite won't be able to communicate with this satellite because Kerbal will get in the way. So lowering these satellites much lower than where they are right now also doesn't work. So that only leaves me with really one solution. And the solution is no more HG5s don't get much done. The better solution is more Communitron 16s. And I actually do have a video somewhere in the depths of my video collection where I go over how these communication strengths are all calculated. But the Communitron 16 is actually the only antenna that adds up the way you expect it to. In other words, 2 Communitron 16s is twice as powerful as 1, and 3 are 3 times as powerful as 1. All the other antennas, you start to run into diminishing returns, but Communitrons, you can keep adding them on. And I figured out that if I put on just a single more Communitron on each of these 2 vessels and all future vessels, then I won't have communication blackouts anymore. Sometime in the future, I'll unlock better relay antennas and we'll deal with that. So I'm actually going to make, before I head out and rescue Marc, I'm also going to add, because the station itself has 4 Communitron antennas. You see that? I got 4 of them on here. I'm going to take 1 off of, or 2 off of them, 1 for each of these 2 vessels, and we're going to stick them on this vessels, and then any future vessels I launch will have 2 Communitrons on it instead of 1. And that is, I think, the simplest solution to this particular problem. So, built, we're going to EVA, and he's going to swipe himself a couple of antennas, and I'm hoping we can just actually do it. If they'll fit into his cargo, that would be super duper. Where is Bill? Bill's got an empty cargo spot, so if I grab, say, this one, gotta make sure I grab it and not something else. It's really easy to grab the wrong thing. Yep. Will that fit in his cargo spot? It does. Can I grab another one and fit it in the cargo spot too? Oh, we got some movement happening. Oh, we can. Okay. What is with the wobble? Me no like wobble. Okay, so we're gonna go up to this vessel, stick on another antenna, try and make it look good. Because actually we want something that can retract. So the other antenna, I can see it there. Okay, so I want to kind of match that. Let's see if I can do it while hanging on to the hatch. It might be too far. Though Kerbal's arms are pretty long. Okay, so how's this? Okay, it's like kind of on the light. I think he's just a little too far when I'm here. I don't know. Oh no, maybe I need to connect it to... Nope, he can reach to there. Okay, I can do this. So we're going to do that. We're going to use the translate tool. These tools are exactly the same as they are in the VAB. And I can put this on local. Beautiful. I can move this outwards. Right? No? There it goes. I can use the rotate tool. I can rotate this on an angle. Noticing it's snapping whether I like it or not. And I'm going to tuck it down like this. Oh boy. I want to have something that will... What am I... Oh, I'm getting just little warnings of some kind. Okay, that might work. I want something that will be hidden when the doors close. Extend the antenna? Yeah, that looks okay. Pretty decent match for the other side, I think. Okay, so we're gonna go let go. Whoa, doing a little bit of stunt flying there. And we gotta get down to this one. Same thing, I'm gonna try and see if I can hang on to the hatch. Whoa, that was a great big failurinsky. What if I close this? Oh, you know what I think I did? I think I hit R instead of F to grab. I really do think I did that. Oh dear. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Again, looking at that one, I'm going to try and match. So again, right around where the light is. Where is Bill's inventory? Right here. Okay, and we'll just use a few tools to try and hide that. What am I doing here? Okay, it's right in there, and then it's further down. Let's extend it. Trying to right click. There it is. That's not shabby. Honestly. Not bad for... Oh, I'm moving the battery. Actually looks right. I think it's good enough. We're calling it. Okay, so Bill. Oh, wait, we got to close that. Back up in here. Board. Okay, and yeah, let's get them aboard. I guess I could have put Bill into the Cerberus, but oh well. So the transfer Deluxe up here. And Bill. And this thing should have plenty of fuel. It sure does. Yeah, we filled it right up, I think. Okay. Let's get out there. So, I guess, yeah, we're just heading to Minmus, so set that as a target. It's going to time warp till we're approximately, well, it's kind of hard to tell, isn't it? Oh, I see where we are. Minmus will go about a sixth of its orbit around as you make your way out there. Let's undock. Okay, and oh, the engine's already been activated. Don't have to worry about that. Yeah. Let's... Oh, I lost my target, though. Should have realized that was going to happen. Set as a target, and... Now, because we are in an equatorial orbit, and Minmus, of course, is in an inclined orbit, well, you can see this happening right now, we're going to be kind of missing it. We're going to have to do a mid-course correction of some kind. We're going actually a little bit below, as you can see. But that's okay. I mean, that's what it is. Let's get it so the Apple Waps is right under. There we go. And it's kind of hard to tell. Let's put the temporary mid-course correction just to see that I have the timing approximately right. It's not terrible. Oh, yeah, there we go. Focus on Minmus. Go to that first maneuver and just play a little bit with the timing. That's good enough. We can deal with the rest of this with mid-course correction. I'm just going to delete that second maneuver for now. And we'll perform this burn. All right, that burn's coming up in just over 4 minutes. So point this guy prograde, and where's the station? I just want to make a little bit of a maneuver to just kind of clear. Where is the station? Oh, right there. Okay, so I'm just going to use RCS to kind of push a little bit this way. That'll make sure I'm not going to drive straight into the station. I probably should have put it on the maneuver node and did that, but I think we're close enough. It's okay. What mod makes the RCS plumes look like that? I have Waterfall, but I'm not getting that. All the mods are down there in the list, and honestly, I remember doing sorry, it's honestly escaping me. What it exactly? It could be part. Maybe it might be a combination of mods that's causing it. Like I do have deferred lighting, maybe that's involved, but I honestly am not that sure. Sorry, I can't give a better answer than that. Whoa, I got a monstrously long burn time. That's because my throttle limiter is way down. Let's deal with that. That looks a little better. What did I think of the SpaceX launch? I don't know. It is what it is, right? It's spectacular always watching the booster crashes, and then obviously the even a failure becomes spectacular when it comes to SpaceX. All right. Okay, let's just get this so we can see the timing here. 15 seconds, go a little quicker. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. You're very welcome there. Is it Audid? Audid TV? Thanks, Philip. I'm glad you were able to make it. I know catching these things live is not always possible. Here, let's self a little bit of physics warp here. So this is just getting in orbit of Minmus, picking up a Kerbal, heading on back. A nice easy first mission for our new spacecraft here, and a reminder that this spacecraft is not intended to return back down to the surface. It cannot descend through the atmosphere safely. Well, actually, it's not the going through the atmosphere part that'll be the problem. I think it would be the getting to the surface part. Okay, that burn is done. So this is to return back to Kerbal Station from whence it came, and then we take the Gemini to get back down to the surface. Oh, I still got that other burn there. Thought I deleted that. Okay, let's try that again. So about halfway. I once had a series where I actually put 2 stations in orbit around Kerbal, one matching Minmus's plane and one equatorial for the moon. And then I would use the different stations depending upon what my target was. I'm not 100% sure that was actually... I think it might have been more work than it was worth. Oh, I am focusing on Minmus, you dope. There we go. Get that down towards the equatorial plane. I always like to play a little bit with the timing, though I mean it's hardly... Oh, whoa. And then again... Okay, never mind. I'm not going to play with that anymore. Just lost my encounter entirely once I did that. And I'm going to use... Let's see. Does, I think, retrograde. I changed it to 402 and radially outwards. Nope. But either way, retrograde made more of a difference than radial. I think with the Moon and Minmus, that's the way it always works, but it can be different in different situations. It's not always clear what's the best way to proceed. So I'm going to try and set it so that my periapsis is just touching this orbit. Wow, he's in a, oh my god, that's under 7 kilometers. He's in a low orbit. Maybe use the radial as a fine tuner. Yeah, that works. I mean, we can fine tune this when we get here too, of course. All right, we'll go with that. That burn's coming up in a day and 3 hours. It's only a 3-second burn, so I'm just going to half that throttle limiter so I can burn it a little bit more precisely. Arrange this for solar panel purposes. Okay, and actually maybe put this on orbital. There we are. Okay, let's get out there. All the tourists want to go to... I always do... You know, it's funny. I always get to a point where I stop doing these tourist contracts. I always do a few of the early ones. Because early on, you know, getting the cash to upgrade buildings is always sort of tight. And then I always find, as I progress, cash is not the limiting factor. And then I always end up... I just don't do them anymore. Okay, let's see. We can just start to burn now. We don't have to worry for this to get to 0, so just get her done. I'm just going to put that back on the maneuver node. Now, if I start using... Oh, yeah, look at that. I'm pressing the L key. Not sure what direction it is, but it's doing what I like. A little bit this way. J key. Happy pappy. Okay. Nice. RCS off. This is probably fine. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, and heading out to Minmus. So we'll time warp out to here. Now, there's no science to collect. I've been around Minmus a couple of times. I've been on the surface of Minmus. I could have brought, I've now forgotten it officially twice, the science, what do you call that? The EVA Science Experiment Kit. Okay, where are you, Minmus? That's Kerbal. There's Minmus. It was coming at us from the sun. But I forgot it again. That's the only science I really would have had to do if I had remembered to bring it, but I didn't, so it doesn't really matter. I'm going to bring up my periapsis. Looks like northward's the right way anyway. I'm going to try this just with RCS. I want that periapsis right on the orbit. I think that's looking pretty good. Set that as target. We're not missing them by much coming in here, but I think I'll do an orbit, and then that's the easiest way to do it. So put one about here. My daughter. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Look at that. Nope. No, I got my orbit too low, so it's gotta do one more. There we go. See our close encounters coming out right here. It's always when you do this, a whole stack of icons all one on top of each other, but I'm looking at this 2.2 kilometer separation. I want to bring that down, obviously. I saw 0.2 kilometers. 0.2 seems to be the magic one. Okay. We'll get this burn done quick. Getting down there. And I'll put this on the approach indicator so that I can actually, that'll be a better indicator of when I should stop fiddling with this. Minmus is looking all glassy and shiny down there, all icy. Nice toboggan hill down here. Still got obviously plenty of fuel left over. It won't be an issue. And then I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do after this, because this mission's clearly not gonna take the entire stream, and I just gotta, I think, look at contracts and stuff and try and figure out what I'm gonna do next. Alright. It's 5, 4, 3, 2, 0. So we'll take a visit to mission control. Again, I'm getting that funny flame effect when I'm around Minmus. It's very weird. See that? There's something funky going on. Or a black light effect going on. Okay. So I'm just looking at the separation with my target. It's down to 40, 30, 20, 10. Whoa, it's bouncing around. Why are you bouncing around? Don't bounce around, you silly thing. Why would you bounce like that? Ooh, it's... I think I'm going to wait till I'm closer. It's bouncing around a lot here. So I think what I'm going to do is just... Hopefully that will sort itself out as we get closer to our target. And rather than counting on these numbers, because I really don't trust them when they're all glitchy like that. Well, you can see they're glitchy here too. Let's go this way. Not quite sure what's going on. We'll watch from here and hopefully it'll sort itself out as I get closer. Oh, well, Marc is going to do 2 orbits while we lounge around up here. Here we go. Okay, it is still not settling out. There they are. They're about 13 kilometers away. Let's just play the old pushing the retrograde icon towards the anti-target icon. I'm on target mode and see if that helps straighten this out a little bit. And we'll work it out one way or the other. No, that's making it worse. Oh, but at least the glitchiness stopped. So I was pushing it the wrong way. Well, that's making it worse too. Okay. Oh! Well, clearly I'm... Okay, wait. I need to bring my orbit down. What happened there? So I'm just going to put it on a pure retrograde. Maybe a little radially in, too. Like the orbits are no longer touching. I think I'm just going to let myself get closer and figure it out. Right now it's saying I'm about 7 minutes away. Let's kind of half that. Minmus is so... The gravity is so light that everything's pretty forgiving. What happens now if I just push this way? That seems to be doing something. Something in a positive direction. Being a tad weird. That's okay. Oh, here's something else I noticed. I noticed this while I was just doing some final editing on the stream last week and putting chapters on it and stuff. Something happened with the symmetry. I have a a green light on both sides there. One of them obviously should be red. The one on the port side should be red. And if we spin this around, this is the port side here. That one should be red and it's green. I don't know if Kerbals can change that right now. But right now I got other things to think about, so. One thing at a time. Okay, we're looking at only a 33-meter separation now, so we can get ourselves a lot closer. You can change it right now without a Kerbal? Really? Really? I can just right-click on it and change it? Oh my god! Never mind. Oh, what? They both changed. Can I remove... I can remove symmetry. So somehow the symmetry... Okay, removes the symmetry. Make this one green. Thank you! Okay, okay. Lights can change. I would have thought I would have had to get a Kerbal out there and change the bulb, but clearly not. Clearly not. Okay. Now I know in the thumbnail I put Marc in one of those roundy capsules, but oh, I'll let you in on a little secret. I faked the thumbnail. So I actually have no idea. No idea what kind of capsule Marc is in yet. It'd be funny if it's, again, a roundy one. But it doesn't look like it is. Well, I'm going a little fast. Dude. I'm going past. Not anymore. We need Valentina here. Oh my gosh. Deluxe, what are you doing? Okay. We're gonna mark one. So Marc is another engineer. I am swimming in engineers. What the heck? Oh well. I have so many engineers, but I got myself another one. Okay, Marc is camp board. Okay, yeah, what I gotta do... Sorry, what I gotta do is switch to here, because that's a... No, switch to here. There we go. This is a 2 crude capsule, so what I gotta do is I just got to transfer Bill back to the other seat here. And now Marc should be able to board. There we go. So we got Bill back in this part, back at the back. Okay. All right, that's done. That's done. That's done. We can clear our targets, and we can head back to Kerbin. So heading back to Kerbin. Where is Kerbin? There we go. Always about... No, what is it? It's only about 180 to get back, isn't it? Something like that. Oh, no, 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 no. Stupid moon. Why, moon? Why? I think the moon is going to be determined to get in our way here. If I pop ahead orbits, does it get better? Not really. I don't want to wait that long. Okay, so what we're going to do, as the moon seems determined to mess with us, is we'll leave this burn a little bit short, and then when we're by the moon, we'll do a little bit, I guess probably combination radial and retrograde. You're a stinky pants, moon. I'm not dealing with that. There we go. We're going to miss the moon. We'll let the oh, you're right. No, good point. There's not much I can do about the inclination at this. Well, I could. No, I'm not. Not going to play with the inclination just yet. We'll deal with that once we're outside of Minmus's SOI. Though, looking at where Minmus is... No, I'll deal with it when I'm out of it, Minmus's SOI. But easier to deal with it then because Minmus itself is in an inclined orbit, which is obviously nothing I can do about that. Much, much easier to worry about that later. I don't like how close we are either. Like, it feels like we're coming pretty close to some of these hills and valleys and stuff. Hello, Maxim. Glad you can make it. We are on our way coming back from Minmus after picking up a wayward Kerbal, who is, of course, another engineer. Must turn craft, so the name of the craft is right side up. Okay, 2 and 1 and go. And again, the idea with this one is we're coming a little bit, deliberately a little short. Oh, I can see here we are just ticking the moon just a little bit. I'm wondering if I should flip around and remove that part, though it doesn't look like it's doing too much. But I do not need the moon to mess with me. Whoa, that was... Okay. Again, a little bit of solar... Oh, I'm still locked on retrograde. That's why I'm spinning about aimlessly. Okay, so I want to get myself out of Minmus's SOI, and then we'll take a look at what our inclination is, because we do want to zero it out, because... we got a rendezvous with a space station that is in orbit about Kerbal, and that space station is in an equatorial orbit. Okay, so our current inclination is 10 degrees. It's best to do the inclination change when you're as far away from the parent body as you can be. So let's find our station. Turn that off, turn that off, turn that off. Station. Oh, did the station change to a ship? I hate that. Here, wait. Maybe I need to focus on Kerbal here. Why? Come on. There we go. There's the station. That is our target. So, yeah, right here would be a good place to make our inclination change. So let's do a little maneuver for that. See how much this is going to end up costing me. So this is a descending node, so it's going to need to go this way. Whoop. 39 meters per second, I can definitely live with that. When you're making these plane changes, it's all about doing it when your speed is the slowest. And that's why doing it when you are far away is going to always be the best plan. But sometimes, depending on what the orbit orientation is, you might be better off like bringing your orbit down. If you can get your inclination to be like out here at the top of an elliptical orbit, you're always going really slow there. I think this is good though. I'm noticing a little bit of a moon encounter. Ah. Is that already getting calculated? I think it is. I think it's already being worked into it. Maybe a little bit of radially inwards, maybe? That's not doing much. Retrograde? Trying to miss the moon. Turn the scale up a bit. Like that. And then a little bit of normal to fix this again. There we go. Beautiful. Likey very muchy. And we'll leave our periapsis where it is, and then we'll come around and we'll fix that after. I'm fine with this. Okay, so this is just a 4-second burn, so we'll just bring this down a bit more. I could use the moon to gravity assist my inclination. I could, maybe. It is just so much work. It really is. I don't know how much I have the patience for. Here it is. You know, it's so, to do it super precisely, it's such a pain in the backside. The moon isn't quite in, I couldn't have zeroed it, that's for sure. I could affect my inclination. I couldn't have zeroed it because the moon's, where I'm encountering the moon was not at the ascending or descending node, though it actually was pretty close. You can see I'm pretty close to it now. But I prefer just not messing with the moon. To save on what? A 39 meter per second burn? Nah. When I still have 980 meters per second left? I'm really looking at my inclination. 2 degree inclination, 1 degree inclination. Let's get down to a really low. 2, 1, and 0. And hopefully in all of this, I'm still missing the moon. I am. Good, good. So we'll watch the moon go by. We are just avoiding you entirely. Because you're a big, nasty rock that's there to mess us up. Okay, now, I could do one of two things here. Probably the more, because I want to get my periapsis down into Kerbin's atmosphere. The more efficient thing to do would be to come way back out here and do that at periapsis. But I'm going to see at least how much does it cost. Start the burn in 17 days. That's not 17 days in the future. What kind of crackpot? How can that be 17 days? 17 days from now? How can that be 17 days from now? I'm just pushing on the back orbit. No. How can that be 17 days? It's counting an orbit ahead of me. Okay, fine. Every time I move it, too, it goes back. It's weird. Let's put it a few minutes ahead of us. But what I'm looking at is, can I affect this periapsis just with a little bit of retrograde or something like that? If this ends up costing too much, I'll do it at, or maybe a little radially in. Oh, I have to put the scale up a bit. Yeah, this is going to cost too much. No, maybe not. Radially in. Yeah, it's costing too much. So we're going to do a burn out here at Apoapsis. Here's a little bit of flipping about. So let's, let's just warp to there. Hopefully the moon will not be in our way out here. Oh, was I still time warping at a stupid point? I could have been. Who knows? Who knows with me? Okay, we are still a day out from Apoapsis. Let's get out here. See, look how slow we're going now. I can make plane changes out here super cheap. Oh, I went too far already. What a dope. Okay, that's all right. So what I want to do is bring down my periapsis down around... I'm going to go with 45 kilometers for a little aerobraking. I always find 45 kilometers works pretty good. A little retrograde to finish this off. There we go. And did I do anything smart like installing trajectories in this? I did not. Okay. I'm just realizing what a risky thing this is. Okay. Because I think I'm going to be okay because we're still falling a long ways. If I'm playing with mods, usually I install trajectories. Maybe that's something I should think about for next time, is to install trajectories. And trajectories will make a prediction on where your vessel is going to be after the aerobraking maneuver, which is great. Because the worst case scenario is you aerobrake too much and your apoapsis ends up into the atmosphere as well. And then the next thing you know, you are coming down, and this vessel has no parachutes, it has no ability to, there's no staging it can do. It's going to be in trouble if it ends up coming down. I also have simply done quick saves ahead of doing this when I feel that things are getting too risky. And then that way, if I screw it up, I could just revert back. But I'm playing in hard mode where there are no quick saves, no reverts, no nothing. So I might do something stupid and just see how this goes. I think I'm okay. But I'm thinking for next week, if I'm going to be doing more and more of this kind of stuff, I'm thinking a good plan might be to install trajectories and take a lot of the guesswork out. But unfortunately, no trajectories right now. So we're just gonna have to hope this goes okay. And I may not be super aggressive with my aerobraking because of this. I might just do one or two. All right, now another thing I want to do is if I hit turn off the lights, right, everything should retract. But except, oh, these two antennas don't attract. Oh my gosh, they are somehow. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about that. Okay, let's. Can I get? Okay, let's just open that. Obviously that's messed up because I'm gonna have to retract all this stuff when we're ready to go through the atmosphere. But I think right now that's a little bit squirrely. I was going to get into the action groups and make it so both antennas went down. Remember, one of them I added at the beginning of this stream, but I don't think I'll do it. I think I'll just do this all manually. So retract that antenna. Retract that one. Close this. And we shall put you on the retrograde vector. I also like to put it on surface because I figure it should be retrograde relative to the airstream. And we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes. I mean, I've only killed one Kerbal so far in this series. What's a few more? So the big thing to watch is how much my apoapsis comes down. Right now, it's still at 44,000 kilometers, so it's pretty high. That's what's making me feel okay about this. Of course, explosions are never out of the question either, right? So I've always been able to do it safely at 45 kilometers, so we'll see. Getting a sunrise. And we are just now a minute from periapsis. And you can really see our apoapsis starting to plummet. Here, let's do some more time warping here. See some heat bars. Not sure what those heat bars are. I really am not sure. Oh, probably the fuel tank and the engine. Hopefully the fuel tank's okay. This might not have been a good design, putting a fuel tank like that in the airstream. Engine's got an... The engine can usually take quite a brutal amount of punishment. And I think it's the engine that's the hottest. And we are now just passing periapsis, so things should start to get better. We are at 6,000 kilometers. So inside the orbit of the moon. $5,000 kilometers. So you can see how much this has come down. I don't think I'm going to go around again. I'm too nervous to. I think I'm going to install trajectories for next week. I should name the next ship the Jeb. Yes, I definitely should. In honor of our early fallen Kerbal. Alright, we're fine. We're just under 4,000 kilometers, but I think I'm not going to go through again. Because usually what I do with trajectories is I'll adjust my periapsis, do this again and again and again. I'm not going to do that. I think that would get a little bit silly. We still have a lot of fuel, 900 meters per second, so I think we're good. Okay, we'll extend everything again. And next step is coming out here and doing a little bit of a burn, and this will be to just bring up our periapsis so that it is just touching the orbit of our station. Right there. That's good. A little less. Okay. Did I manage to fix the network? Not really. I've just adjusted to it, and now there are 2 communitrons on these vessels rather than 1, which is... I don't think fixing the network is very... I don't know. Maybe if I put... No. I don't think the network can be made much better until I've unlocked better relay antennas. That's really what it comes down to. Start this a little early. just not go quite the full throttle. Sure, that's fine. Yeah, I've been sitting there putting it on the normal vector manually, but I forgot I got a level 2 pilot here. I don't have to do that. Okay, so let's get ourselves a rendezvous. And that is just simply going to move retrograde as many as I can. We can time this. Well, this is probably the last one, but just for giggles, we'll try and go one more. We're not going to make one more. Come back. Come back. Come back. Maybe this one's easier. Nah. Oh, I saw half a kilometer. That's fine. Okay, and that burn's coming up in again. Just a couple of hours. I keep wanting to hit F5, but I can't. Yeah, more aerobraking would save more fuel, but I'm getting nervous. I don't like it. You know what's one thing I didn't look at, and I'm just sort of trying to catch some of what's going on in the chat. 2 HG5s were not enough. 3 HG5s isn't much better, but what I didn't think about was combining them with communitrons, like HG5s with communitrons. That might be something that might be worth looking into. But like putting communitrons as well. It'll still be a relay, but I don't think it'll do much either. I really don't. I now have, with 2 communitrons here, 100% signal connection. I just don't have a very strong signal a lot of the time. Or just some of the time, actually. Most of the time, I'm still connected with a ground station around Kerbal. It's alright. It's not a biggie. See here and try and dial in that separation a little bit. There we go. 462 meters in just about an hour. So spending a little more on fuel than normally I would like, because I would have liked to have done a couple more aero captures. But I think I'm going to put trajectories into the mix, and I think that'll help. There goes our station right there. Let's see what will make this work better. I'm going to test this out with some RCS. No, that's making it worse. Probably is this way then. whoa, 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 whoa. What am I looking at? Whoa, whoa. Why do I have... Okay, I'm still 50 kilometers away. It's saying here 21... Oh, it's this one. Oh my god. I'm looking completely at the wrong thing. I thought this said 21 meters, but it was 21 kilometers. I should be looking at the second intercept. Let's try this again. That's making it better. That makes more sense. Again, trying to dial this in a little bit smaller, just doing teeny bits of thrust. Oh wow, I got a healthy target speed. I should have realized that might have been the situation. Trying to bleed off some speed here and keeping this distance relatively constant. I'm just kind of tilting up and down on either side of the retrograde icon. When it starts to go the other way, I just go to the other side here. Trying to keep the time too about a constant. But all I want to do is bleed off some speed. We're still a good distance away. Back this way. This way. Back this way. I was thinking this is one of those, like, you know, low orbit rendezvous, but it's going to be a pretty high speed rendezvous. We let a lot of speed off there. Hi, is it Bloodstone? How are you? And welcome. Yeah, that was a pretty expensive mission, actually, all told, because of how much money I'm spending on this rendezvous. 277 meters per second left. I mean, it's plenty, but would have been nice to do that a little bit more efficiently. Next time when I have trajectories involved and I'm not such a scaredy pants. And the station is in visual range now. Of course, our contract won't be complete. There it is. Until I've gotten Marc back down to the surface, so we still got another vessel to grab. Right, I guess we're going on this end. Oh shoot, which way is that? On the north end, so I want to put this northward, so that means a little more this way, yep. just so that we'll pass to the north of it. Because that's our docking port. Definitely slow down. Control from here. Set as the target. And they should be due south to hold up, to line up those docking ports, but we'll see. We shall see. How did I manage to burn so much of that fuel? Because of that I didn't aerobrake my apoapsis down that far. I mean, I only brought my apoapsis down a little bit below the moon's orbit. And so remember that to get to the moon is, what, 860 meters per second? So to go from a low orb, to get from that elliptical orbit down to... Sorry, I'm gotta do this. To get from that elliptical orbit down to a low orbit about Kerbin was gonna cost not that much less than... I can do it and talk and do this at the same time. Concentrating too much. But to come down from that elliptical orbit down to a low orbit would have cost not that much less than what it cost to get out to the moon. So that it cost me about 800 meters per second. Yeah, that's probably about... Actually, it didn't cost me. I was around 9 something. So it cost me about 600 meters per second, I think. I'll have to go back over the video evidence to find out for sure. But... Oh, wait, no. This number's not right because this number... So, yeah, I'll trust you. It was 800. This is now the station, of course. This number's not the Delta V left. So, yeah, that it cost around 800 meters per second. Yeah, that's about right with what I did. To have saved more fuel, I needed to do more aggressive aerobraking. Okay, do I have any fuel left here? I do have a teeny tiny little amount. I might as well fill up what I can. So out. And I'll probably steal some fuel from this vessel and just deorb and then use this to go back home. So it doesn't need too much fuel. How much fuel is tucked away in here? Out. But I think I need to bring up more fuel. That's unfortunate. Out and stop. And out and out and out. Out, stop. That's too much. I missed the out button. Oh, come on. Playing oxidizer roulette here and trying to get this. Oh, shoot. Now I missed the button. The out goes way faster than the in. Okay, that's enough. That's enough of that. I'm hoping this is enough fuel to get this thing home. We're going to find out very shortly. So we need to transfer Deluxe and transfer Marc and transfer Bill. I'm a little tempted to actually leave one of them aboard, but I hate the idea of leaving a Kerbal. I don't know. It doesn't really matter, but just from a, you know, head canon thing, I shouldn't be. I don't want to leave a Kerbal up here without proper, yeah, you know, without a vessel to get them back down. I know nothing can go on with life support or anything like that, but it just bugs me. Okay, anyway, we're here. Time to get back down to the surface. Where is the KSC? KSC is right there. Oh, we're coming reasonably close to where I'm going to make the burn. So let's see how much DV I got left after this undock. I might need to redock and get some more fuel. Activate the engine. 84, that's enough to deorbit. We're fine. Okay, everyone's aboard. Yep, yep, yep. Did I get rid of all the cargo that was on here? I did. Okay. Okie-doke. Let's go a little bit further, and then we'll start our deorbit burn. So must remember for the next stream, going to be doing, putting in trajectories, and then I'll get a little braver with all this stuff. Let's go for 39.5 kilometers. For no reason, as that's where it stopped. Actually, speaking of the next stream, I was going to say this at the beginning, and I'll try to remember to say this towards the end again as well. There actually won't be any streams next week. I am going on a fishing vacation. It's been a little while, so I'm very much looking forward to it, but it will mean that I will be nowhere near my PC. I don't know. I have no more control of this. So just so people know, I'll put out more reminders. And then we'll resume 2 weeks from today again. What are you going to catch on the trip? I have no idea. I'm not a fisher, but my brothers are the ones that set up the trip. They fish a lot more than I do. I did get my fishing license. I actually just signed up for that today. And I'm going to follow their lead and see what we get. It's going to be ice fishing. Whatever's at the bottom of Lake Nipissing, that's what's going to be hopefully caught. Oh, well, welcome aboard there, Bloodstone. Thank you very much. Joined us as a novice rocketeer. Will be perch. Okay. I shall trust you. You likely know more than I. I'm someone that gets easily bored, and fishing is one of those things, but it is ice fishing. We rented a ice fishing hut, and I'm going to use that term loosely because it is heated and has a bathroom. So it will be comfortable and big enough for 4. Alright, I like my... Oh, yeah, that's the debris at the launch pad. That is a good... That's the KSC right there. I'm pretty sure. Am I not right? Pretty sure yeah, I did that well. Very happy with that. Even though it's all dark and I know you can't see. Oh, there we go. There's the KSC. Oh, salmon I know are not in the picture in Ontario, so. It's going to be freshwater fishing. Alright. Recover, and then we'll see what we're going to do next. We're going to take a look at what contracts are available, what contracts I've yet to do, and we'll figure out what we got. Alrighty, and over here we do have some milestones. We have performed a rendezvous maneuver around Minmus, and we have performed a crew transfer near Minmus. We have saved Marc V. Kerman, who is now part of our space program crew, and that's for the contract. Okay, get rid rid of this. I don't know. I know these get recovered automatically, but they just bug me. There we go. Oh, we got a thunderstorm somewhere. Oh, there we go. Nice. All right, let's mission control right here. Okay, what are our active contracts? I got an Explore the Moon contract, which involves docking 2 vessels on or around the moon. Interesting. I have a position a satellite in a polar orbit about the moon. I was going to use this contract to put relays around the moon. That is what I was going to do. It's coming back to me now. And then I got science data from space around them. So all this is moon-centric. Let's see what other ones are available. I don't want to do any more of these attaching new parts to a satellite ones. We got another rescue in orbit around Kerbal. I mean, these are dead easy, but I would really... Can you at least give me one more pilot, please? Please? A new orbital station around Minmus. 5,000. I won't grumble. 4,000 units of liquid fuel on the station. You're just mean. You're just mean. Oh, another one rescue from Kerbal. One of these ones have to be. Oh, this one's stranded in, or this would be a good, I didn't even look at the other one. Was the other one at least in a low orbit? This one's stranded in a low orbit, but this one is in just an orbit. And in my experience, these orbits are usually around the same altitude as the moon's orbit, which is a really dumb decision for the game developers to make because sometimes the moon will mess it up, but I'll grab that too. I don't know if I'll be doing that today. You know what we'll do? And yeah, I don't care about the rest of these. So I think I'm going to do this idea. Position a satellite, polar orbit about Minmus, or polar orbit about the moon, but I'm going to use that as an excuse to put some relay satellites in orbit around the moon. That's what I'm going to do. That is exactly what I'm going to do. Oh, Bloodstone, thank you very much for just a thank you for the tutorials. Well, thank you. Okay, relays. So what I want is I'm doing a little bit, didn't have this set up ahead of time, which I should have, but I'm getting out my spreadsheet because I'm going to have to do some figuring as to what is a good altitude about the moon for a relay network. I think I already have it worked out here somewhere. Oh, yes, I do. 377.35 kilometers is a good relay altitude. So, what I want to do... I do have these comms. These are the satellites that are in orbit about Kerbal that are acting as relays. I won't have the same problem with communitrons connecting with these two relay antennas if I put this in orbit about the moon because the distances are much smaller. And this fella has a little bit of monopropellant in it. I need... Again, doing a little bit of quick calculating here. This guy has to do the final insertion. And that final insertion's only about 30 meters per second. I'm sure it has 30 meters per second aboard. I'm sure it does. It has to. The game's not giving it to me. I'll trust it. Get back here. There. The fuel is only in the form of monopropellant. Oh, I know what will show me. Sorry. RCS Build Aid. If I put this on translation forward, there we go. It has 274 meters per second at delta V, so it is absolutely beautiful. So what I think I'm going to do is make 3 of these to go to the moon. That is going to be the plan. Okay, so let's put this fella into an action group. It might already be in an action group. Well, that's an identical. There it is. It's already in an action. So that doesn't need to be built. I love that. Okay, so what we're going to do, let's open up I'm going to try and do this as lazy as I can. This is the vessel that brought up those satellites. Don't like this blackness. There. Okay, let's delete the fairing. And it's got 3 of them. Let's get rid of that. And let's think about a little bit on that. Now I want to put in 2 communitrons because I've discovered that that is necessary. So we're gonna grab that, go to 2-way symmetry, just close. Oh, whoa. It went in a very strange spot. What on earth are you doing to me? There we go. Let's try that again. Beautiful. Is that so hard? Okay. How much DV does this have? 2,197. Okay, what do I need to do the moon? I need to get out to the moon, which is what, 860, I think? Pull up my Delta V map. I know you can't see any of this, but, you know, that's the way it is. 280. Okay, and then it's got to get its... Oh, the 280 is about the capture. Fine. I'm gonna just wing this a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna go for about 1,500 meters per second. What? Oh, it's got 2,000. Oh no, 1,500, 2,500. I wouldn't mind putting a little bit more on this. A little bit more. Just to get it to the moon. Just a little bit. This one was made to go to Kerbal. Let's make one that'll go to the moon. Maybe not quite so much. Sorry, we're just winging this, right? I'm around 25. I'm happy with that. Okay, so this is set to go to the moon. That honestly should do it. I think I got to get into action groups again for the lights and toggle these communitrons. Let's do that and toggle the antennas like that. There we go. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. There's lights aboard there, lights aboard there. Okay, now we got to get a booster to this, and I want about 2,600 meters per second in said booster. Close that. Build the fairing. This might be a nice way. Now this is actually Mooncom sats, right? Save that, okay. Decoupler. TD-12 decoupler. Fuel tanks. I'm hoping to stick in the 1.25 meter range. This might be a little much. Swivel on the bottom. There's no way swivel's gonna lift all that. Wow, that's more than I thought it would. But don't quite like that. What happens if I take one of those off? Might put a little bit of radial booster fun on here. I still do not have any... I gotta do some science and unlock some nodes. I still don't have any fuel lines. Here, I'm gonna switch... Nope. I'm gonna switch the motor over to the Reliant rather than the swivel. Then I'm just gonna add a bit more fuel onto this, and I'm also gonna add some reaction wheels in there. Attitude control, a little bit more fuel. There we go. That feels good. A little bit of aerodynamic stability. I am going to need this lower stage to be about 2,600 meters per second, I think, for this whole enterprise to work. So what I shall do is just see if I can put on a couple of radial boosters of the liquid fuel variety. That's going to involve you going to two-way symmetry. Maybe this fuel tank. And some funny nose cones. And some swivel engines to give me some gimbaling for the first little bit. Not quite. A little more. That's in the ballpark. And launch thrust is ducky. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with this. But I'm going to just do a little bit of shifting about. Move these down here. There. There. I don't want to get into painting this too much, so I'm just going to use some of these stock textures. Sure. Get some shinies happening like that. Oh, that looks pretty good already. I don't think I need to move that. Maybe some struts. Oh, I do have external fuel ducts. I lighted. Okay, let's do some asparagus staging. Okay, this makes life a lot easier. Let's do that. So I'm going to put all 3 engines on at the same time, which means I got thrust up the wazoo. It's funny now, suddenly I don't... Okay, let's... It's not saving me too much. Now that I'm doing it. So much threat. There we go. We're gonna go with this. We are gonna go with this. We're gonna turn down. I got so much launch thrust. Turn this down quite a lot. Oh, I'm doing the gimbal limit. Oh, I feel like I just need a little bit more fuel. I'm such a wimp. I'm back to what I had before, aren't I? Just with the asparagus staging. Good enough. Oh wait, shoot. The whole point was to have all those engines go at the same time. That's the point of it. So I do have a ton of... There we go. Now I'm getting the fuel savings. I just didn't have that. Okay, we can shrink this. I spent so much time being on just a little bit of low costs. It's because these engines keep going like that. It messes me up. Don't do that. Don't do that, motors. That goes that way. Beautiful, beautiful. A little bit more thrust. Happy days. Let's do it. Oh, I just realized I covered up the chat with my spreadsheet. And I got all these people screaming at me about the dumb things I'm doing. Oh, nobody's yelling at me. Okay. Oh, it's being silly. Whenever it's being silly, the thing to do is just to change it and try something different. Okay, this was very hastily constructed. Whether it's going to work or not, I really don't know, but we're going to find out. So the idea with this is taking it to the moon. We'll see what happens. That's it. Do I have... I should have, like, on the gear action group. Yes, I got the fairing being deployed on the gear action groups. Okay. Yeah, I know. I do have blinders on when I build. I'm really bad. And so what I try to do is I try to stop and deliberately look at the chat now. And so I'm doing that right now. Looks like, oh, oh, we won't talk about an Austin Powers rocket. I know what you're, I know what you're getting at. I know what you're getting at. We'll see what happens. This is a family show. Struts! I was going to put on struts when I found the fuel. Okay, there's no struts. Distinct lack of struts happening here. Okay, that's okay. We're going to the... Oh, no, we just need to get into an equatorial orbit right now. Obviously, launching at night because I was paying zero attention to anything. And, oh, yes, and there's a thunderstorm going in the background, so maybe we'll see a little bit of lightning back there. Okay, there we go. Oh, okay. 3, 2, 1, and go. Look at that. Okay, pitch over a little bit this way. Again, oh, you know, one of the things, better probe bodies. That is going to be on my list. So I can lock the prograde. I love the lightning in the background. That is cool beans. Okay, and with the Asper... Oh, going through some clouds. About to stage. But you'll see after we stage that the middle tanks are full. Even though... See, full tanks here. Even though that engine's been running the whole time. That's what the fuel lines are doing for me. I have no idea whether this is going to be good, bad, or indifferent. That's in terms of this rocket. I do like all the lightning, though. Ominous. Ominous lightning. We'll see what happens. No Kerbals aboard. I mean, I was risking lives with Kerbals a little earlier in this stream. So, I mean, at least I'm not doing that. Okay, what do we got? We still got 300 meters per second. This is going to be ditched before we're out of the atmosphere. That's the whole idea. And then we'll be on our next stage, which should basically be doing everything else for this whole mission. Okay. Staging. We're on that Terrier engine. Need more thrust. Okay, we can lose the fairings. It's the gear action group. And we can put our light... Oh, no, I don't want to put the lights on because I think that'll deploy antennas. We'll wait till we're a little higher. So if I'm in orbit and I have, what is it, 860 and 280? 860 and 280 is is 940. If I have 940 meters per second, or more, hopefully. Oh, I'm going to be fine. I got plenty of fuel. I overbuilt this again. It's not a problem. We've left our thunderstorm long behind. You want the arrows on the fuel lines to go from the boosters towards the core. That's the direction the arrow. I'm getting a question in the chat about that. But the arrows should go towards the middle tank. From the tanks that you're going to stage towards the tank that you're going to keep. Oh, we got the sun coming up. Oh, now right now I have no signal. Let's give this a test. See, no signal. But hopefully if I put the lights on and the antennas deploy, cannot deploy while stowed. Aren't you a stinker? Sometimes that works and sometimes that doesn't. But there's one, and that's giving me 2% signal strength. And then 2, be a little more. 26%. So yeah, second antenna makes a big difference. I think it's... And it's because if I put where the relays are, yeah, see, I'm a reasonable distance away from a relay. Of course, I got the relays up here, too. I could be using those. All right, let's time warp to Apoapsis. I got ginormous antennas up here. But not much bigger ones. It's not a good signal, but it's good enough. Hello, is it Telmo? Welcome. Glad you found us. Those people just joining us, I'm about to finish off the orbital insertion for this rocket, and they are 3 relays in transit to the moon. I just realized something that I messed up. One is that I started that burn a little late, but that's actually not a big deal. The second is that I completely forgot that I have a contract to position a satellite in a polar orbit about the moon. So if I go out here and look at the moon, before I make my relays, I want to be in this orbit. And then I need to get myself into an orbit, transfer orbit for the relays. I did not factor that in at all. Well, I feel like I got a lot of fuel though. So I'm hoping it's going to be okay. I didn't think about that. I forgot that I have a contract. We'll see what happens. We shall see what happens. Oh, this burn's coming up like right away. Can I do it this quick? It's unlikely. Other way. It's even coming closer. It's coming closer and closer. Start burning. Okay, the burn's coming up right now, so I'm just gonna pop this ahead in orbit, so I can do it. Oh, actually, I might need to do this anyway. Okay, here we go. I got some talking to do. I just realized some other things. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is get it at about the most efficient time. So for instance, right now I'm just playing with the time. I'm popping up 5-second intervals, and I'm noticing as I go this way that I am moving this incoming trajectory to the right on the screen every time I hit this time button. And then when it's to the right as far as it's going to go, I think I just passed that point. Like about there. Then what I can do is give a little bit of retrograde, and this is saving me some of the burn. Right? See how that works? And when you're going into a polar orbit, you want to come in straight at the moon and then do a correction to pull yourself towards north or south of the moon. You also want this incoming trajectory to be right in the same plane as your target orbit. And oh my gosh, am I close? I might just live with it. But if you are not close, what you do is you just pop ahead in orbit like that, and then you readjust. And then you can keep doing that, pop ahead like say 5 orbits, readjust with the timing. All I'm doing is adjusting the timing until you're back on hitting the moon right in the middle again. And you can see how you can affect that angle. And you can, this one I'm gonna have to come all the way around. And I don't know, I'm thinking I might just live with what was there at the very beginning. Because the angle was so small, the plane change is gonna be trivial. And I don't have to wait for a couple of days, but I think people get the idea. I don't think my fuel's gonna be that. I'm gonna go back to what I had before, which was all the way back. It was one, yeah. Oh boy. Nope, the other way. Other way, come on. Okay, and you can see now that this burns in the past, so I do have to go up one more orbit and then fix it. I think actually, like, if I was quicker, I think I would have been right at the perfect time. If I give a little bit of prograde and then, I think I might have just made it worse. A bit of retrograde. What is now? I think it's either wait 3 days or do it now. There we go. I can deal with that little angle. I can deal with that little angle. Okay. Let's do this burn. So this burn's coming up in 27 minutes and 45 seconds. Oh no, I need a goo. I need a goo. Ah, the contract. I was in such a rush and I don't read. There's a contract to go for goo. All right, I'm putting up relays then. Poop. Okay, change of plans. Okay, forget the contract. Oh my gosh, what an absolute McSmellin head. All right, change of plans, change of plans, change of plans. Let's bring back that maneuver. I'm not going to go for the polar orbit. Let's adjust this so we're coming in equatorial. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with me sometimes. Oh, I know there's lots of things wrong with me. Gonna have to go ahead another orbit because I just messed that all up entirely. I'm gonna just do equatorial. That means that I don't have to worry about a plane change or any of that kind of nonsense. And the correct altitude to go for me is the target altitude of this, which is 377.35 kilometers. That's going to be my final target altitude. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I guess I realized it. Whatever. before. You know what I might just do for that contract is what if, sorry, I'm playing with this at the same time. Well, 377.35 kilometers is my target. Or thereabouts. We can obviously tweak it once we're in the moon's SOI. There we go. Anyway, back to doing this again. 30 minutes. Okay, let's go. I could just put a mystery goo onto that Cerberus. Can't I? And just fly out there and pretend? I think that's probably more expensive than actually sending out a for real satellite. Okay, we're going to have to deal with the contract next week. I was just dumb. I was considering maybe just abandoning this mission and deorbit it, but I mean, why? I got 3 relays. They're going to be functional and fine. So I think I'll send them out to the moon. I'm just not... Yeah, if you don't need a polar orbit for the missing part contract. Yeah, but the missing part contract involves sending out Kerbals. That'll get more expensive than sending out probes. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going to do this as regular relays, not worry about contracts. But, I mean, I really do have to start paying attention to contracts. My money is good, but I want more science. That's what I'll go. Next week, I got to do science next week. 4, 3, 2, 1. I need science. Science if I want to start getting stuff done. It seemed a lot of my contracts involved going to the moon, so I'm going to go and take advantage of this relay network and do some stuff around the moon. I don't know what yet. That is what I'm going to do. Okay, 377.35. Or thereabouts. Close enough. We'll fix that when we get out there. Overcooked it just a little bit, but I think I'm just going to orient this for solar panel purposes. This thing will easily be able to do this mission. I got tons and tons and tons and tons of fuel. Let's roll this so that the solar panels have got some good exposure. There we go. So this thing is on its way to the moon, but looking at the time of the stream, I think I'm going to have to finish off this mission next week and start getting into some of these contracts and start collecting me some science. But all of that is going to have to be for, I'm sorry, not next week, but the week after. Remember, next week I'm going to be fishing, so I'm going to not do any streams next week. We will be rejoining this again 2 weeks from today. So in the meantime, thank you everybody in the chat. Thank you everybody who's watching this at a later date. And of course, a very, very special thank you to all of my Patreon patrons and YouTube members who support this channel directly, as well to all the people that support this channel indirectly, either just by viewing, subscribing, commenting, liking, and all of that kind of stuff. Have yourself a fantastic couple of weeks, and we'll see you all 2 weeks from today. Bye, everybody.